Welcome back to Warrior Football. I'm joined this week with a very happy Coach Winters after a win at Davenport. Coach, wasn't your prettiest performance, but you get the win. How's it feel to come back to Detroit with the first win?
Well, the moral victories are over. It's a real victory. It's amazing how you can play better and lose and not necessarily play great and win. We played a very tough physical football team, a very tough physical game, and our guys did something that we haven't done all season, which was finish it.
I think Sean pointed it out on the broadcast after the win. You saw a group of guys that were genuinely excited, happy for each other. What did it mean for the kids in the locker room to finally kind of reap the benefits of all the hard work over the last year and a half?
Well, it was like they were able to breathe again. You know, you fight so hard and you come up short and you just get in a tight game like that, and then you hold your breath and it's like, oh, we did it. So it was just a great feeling.
Talk about how the defense played really well. They didn't have the laps. Like, they usually play really good for 85% of the game, but then they'd have the one, They shut down Davenport basically the whole game, and the two times they let them get inside the red zone. One was a field goal, one was a fourth down stop. Talk about how your defense played.
Well, first of all, you've got to give credit to having two starters back. Sean Banaszak and Jalen Lewis obviously make a difference for us. They did a fantastic job. And being able to have a little bit stronger edge, makes a difference for us. And everybody just played as hard as they could. And Dalen Peaks, as an example, was fantastic with his tombstone tackle. And Julius Wilkerson was our defensive player of the game because he scored a phenomenal amount of tackle points. So it was just an all-around good effort by everybody.
Now, coming off the win, obviously enjoyed it for 24 hours. Now you get something you don't normally get in Division II, a rematch, a revenge game against Saginaw Valley. Lost here earlier in the season. You get to go up to their place. What's the feeling like getting to play a team for a second time in a season?
It's not something that I like so much, but since we were on the losing end of it, I like it a little bit more than have we won. I think that, this is one of those games. If you look back at the first game, it was Chase Churchill's first start. Mm-hmm. And obviously it went bad early for the entire offense. So we're hoping that we're a little bit more calm and a little bit more composed and play the game the way we're supposed to play.
I know you mentioned it earlier, but I believe in that game you had some other key guys out. I know Jalen Lewis didn't play among others. Now, injury's never an excuse. Everyone goes through a grueling football season, but how much does it help to get some of those key guys back that maybe you were missing for that first matchup?
Well, you know how it is. If you have your starters, you're a different football team. There's a reason they're the starters. Mm-hmm. They're the reason that those guys have worked really hard and have prepared themselves for this. And it's tough because Jalen's a senior and Sean's a junior, and they missed quite a few games, and it hurt us. So having them back is huge.
Well, Jalen's a senior in every sense of the word. But so playing a team for a second time, you can't really go in with the same exact game plan. Like, usually when you're planning, you can say, okay, they did this against this style of offense similar to us. You have game film against exactly what they did against you. Without giving away any company secrets, how do you change up your game plan without deviating too much from what you want to do? Because you have game film of a game with this personnel against the same team from earlier this year.
I think you look for weaknesses. You look for weaknesses on their part. You look to build up the weaknesses on your part, and the mistakes that you made, correct those. And it's one of those things where if you defend this one way, you're giving up something. We got to figure out what they're giving up.
Who do you want to see perform well? Who do you think, building on the momentum from last week, you ran the ball really well. What do you want to see have to happen when you go up to Saginaw to play a talented Cardinals team? What players would you like to see step up?
Well, I think all of them. Realistically, you look back at the game against Saginaw. Number one, we did not protect the quarterback very well. And obviously, like I said, it was Chase's first game, so he had a couple turnovers that hurt us. So obviously, I like to see the offensive line and Chase play better. And go back to the Davenport game, you like to see the wide receivers play better. You know, our top receivers had 1 catch for 4 yards and 1 catch for 2 yards. That's not good enough. So we need that to be better, and then we need the defense to keep playing with that intensity. We didn't play very well in the fourth quarter of that game. Defense has to play better.
Just as a whole, I know you mentioned some players, but any other things you'd like to see your team do against Saginaw Valley, specifically for this game, or to build on from last week?
Besides win?
Yes. How do you get to the win, Coach?
You know, again, don't turn the football over. How many times have I said that in our lifetime? Just this year. And from a defensive standpoint, you know, we scored 21 points in the fourth quarter of that game, but we gave up, I think, 21 points in the fourth quarter. So play that fourth quarter like you play early. You know, if we can shut you down in the first half, we need to be able to shut you down in the fourth quarter. So that's big.
Coach, thank you as always for joining me. Good luck in round 2 against Saginaw Valley.
Round 2, let's go.
That was the Locker Room Report. I'm Brady Beedon. You're listening to Warrior Football on WDTK The Patriot.